All right, what's going on, guys? Um, First video on the channel, but I guess the main thing here is that I want to create a community that I want to give away as much value as I can for free, and we can both help each other out because I'm a salesman at the end of the day, but I want to help. So, guys, if you guys are 18 or over and you guys want to do a free video call that you guys could pick my brain, we could talk about resume building. I could look at your resume, whatever the case is, and I will literally build you a plan to get into tech with no degree, or if you have a degree, even better. Not even my story, just why you guys aren't getting a job and what's setting you apart from the rest of the competition and why you don't have a job. And if you do get in tech sales, why are you not keeping the job in tech sales? Because I think it's very easy and people overcomplicate it. So I'm gonna put myself over here, and this is a live video, so sorry, but the first image I have here, this is just a mountain range, guys. And the biggest thing with this mountain range that you guys aren't gonna feel, you guys might not agree with me, but there's literally one word in this that is the reason you guys aren't getting a job yet, and it's this word right here. So it is, and hope I spelled this right, I'm a salesman, I'm not a fucking English major. Attrition is the biggest word that is important when it comes to sales, when it comes to any business, but more so in sales. Because, guys, I'm currently working on a side business right now. A quick backstory myself: I started off working at a gym, and then I built a social media profile. It got popping. I put that on my resume. I got a chance at a startup. I went from that startup to a big tech company in Miami. I went from that big tech company in Miami to be an account manager at a top 10 company literally in the world. Crazy that I made that progression in about 5 years, but throughout the 5 years, there was one of the things that I realized separated me from a lot of other people, and it's that whenever they started getting into tech sales, they maybe spent a year there, and then they were like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to customer success. Or they spent 2 years, they didn't get promoted, and then they just, whatever, let me go back to school or do this possession or this profession. Guys, when it comes to sales is such a crazy up and down game. Like, it's insane, like up down. There's so many valleys. Maybe sometimes you're over here, you're on the top, and you just hit 100% of your goal and you're lit. You're like, okay, I'm gonna buy a new car, which I did. You're gonna do this and that, which is great. Or sometimes you're down here and you're at 50% of your goal. You don't have a big commission check coming in. You're like, holy shit, what's gonna happen to me? Am I fucked? What's going on? But the thing is, when you're in those positions, however you feel when you're in that position, the best piece of advice I could give anybody is just to get in. And you guys might be asking, okay, Gerard, you're talking all of this, but how do I even get in sales to get a start from it? So I think, in my opinion, the best way to get into sales, guys, and to get into tech sales is finding a tech sales job. You're like, okay, how? That's it. If you could get into a tech sales job, you're a good salesman. So at that point, stop overthinking it. The things you're gonna have to do to get a tech sales job is to put in good practices to reach out to the people. Long gone are the days that you could just send a LinkedIn message and they're gonna read it and say, okay, let me give this guy a shot. No, you might have to send 100 of those messages or get super technical with it and try to find one of their friends and say that, hey, I saw that this person had a position open, or I don't fucking know, whatever you got to do, you got to get that done. And then when you have that done, you have to have a good resume. Nowadays we have AI, we have so many different things to build that resume out. We have so many things to really set you apart a little bit, or at least structure your resume very well. And you're gonna have to play around with it a little bit and try different things out. It's the same thing, like, let's say you're dating. You do one thing one time, it doesn't work. Then you're like, shit, I got a little bit further. That works. And you just keep on doing that until you get the goal at the end of the day. And if you're a guy, the goal at the end of the day is obviously, you know what? So it's like, once you get that, you know what? You won. You did what you had to do. And once you get an interview, guys, you won. But after the interview, what a lot of people do, they're stuck in this limbo that they can't get a job, or they get an interview and they can't seem to pass the interview. When you're at an interview, that is your time to display your sales ability. It's no different in the sales world when you guys are trying to sell a big deal and somebody tells you no. If somebody tells you no, are you going to give up, or are you going to keep on trying and try to find ways to make your conversion way higher? And again, it goes into this big word right here. I hope I spelled it right. But attrition. Attrition is literally the thing that you guys need to get you guys in the door. And if you don't have it, guys, I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen in my journey of sales, people just fall by the wayside. You never hear from them again. They've been there, but now they're gone. They want to do something else because they just can't do it. They can't do it anymore. And the biggest thing that I've seen in sales, the people that make the most money, if you just find your way in the job, I don't care what's going on in your profession. Guys, a lot of sales jobs nowadays are toxic. Yes, you could find a perfect Goldilocks job. But whenever I hear people say, oh, get into tech sales, you're going to make 100,000. Get into this, you're going to make 100,000. I didn't make 100,000 until about 2.5, 3 years into tech. And that was, it's been a journey because I had to go through a startup, guys, just to earn my stripes. And you guys are gonna have to pay your dues. Yes, sometimes you get lucky, or let's say if you're a person that has your degree, but I'm guessing you're watching the video, you don't, but you have your degree, you got a good startup. I see people at my job now that are coming in as L2s, account representatives or account partners that finished college. They don't have an idea of sales because they haven't had any sales experience, versus a guy like me. I didn't finish school, but I have some college experience, and I've worked at 2 very big companies, and I've had a track record of succeeding. That's why they gave me that opportunity as an L3. But I would have never had that if I didn't at least have the years of experience of sales. And again, that sales is just doing what you got to do. It sounds crazy, but that's it. If you guys are in sales, get into some courses, get into some free fucking programs. You guys are selling things commission only, straight grind work. If you got to work 2 jobs for a little bit, you got to do it. But you got to get the experience to get your foot in the door, and at that point it's just attrition. Just stay in the game and you guys are gonna do fine. Number 2, the reason why you guys are not doing what you guys have to do and you guys are just steady in this way is you guys have to understand. So when it comes to all this following right here, like starting salary, work environment, career timeline, learning curve, job stability, everything, you guys have to understand that the expectation versus the reality is 2 completely different sides of the spectrum. So I used to always remember watching these videos on YouTube, and it's such a flashy title, and I really want this channel to be a legitimate, realistic channel, because I feel like there's not a lot of people that make content that are on the realistic side of things. Like, call me the middle class of this shit when it comes to investing, when it comes to everything, when it comes to what I do, how I made it happen. And I have another big level to go, but I at least broke 1 level that I could actually give my honest feedback on. A guy with hand tats, no excuses, just get into the bag and grind and trying to make 200K in the next year or 2. That's my goal. Shit. Like, I want to be a millionaire, but I got to be realistic too and just try to keep on getting those levels. But one thing I'll say is that so many people in sales, they have such a warped expectation versus reality when it comes to this sales shit. And this sales stuff is like a sport, It's like in stocks. Like stocks, it's a lifetime game. Sales, you have a quota over your head every day for 5 years straight. Like, are you ready to go through that? Like, if you're not, then don't do it. Just become a project manager, become a finance person. Not even finance. Finance is just like sales, maybe even stressful, to be honest. But you guys got to do some of that stuff, because we're gonna break this down. But the starting salary, people think that you're gonna make 100K from the jump. My first sales job, guys, I'm making 40K as a BDR, calling 120 people a day, grunt work, manager on my case, bro. Manager on my case. But you gotta get it done. And once you start having these situations and these jobs that you're looking at as the BDR, you're looking at the account executive like, how do you get that job? He had to pay his dues too. Like, everybody had to pay their dues. So knowing all this, once you look at all the expectations versus the realities right here, they all fall in line with one another. You think that you're going to get a starting salary. You think that your work environment's going to be fully remote. You think that you're going to have 1 year and you're going to be an account executive. Yeah, it could happen. It very much well could happen. I've seen it happen. But you have to just be ready for whatever comes with it, because you think that you're going to get great training sometimes out the gates just starting out in tech sales. You think there's going to be job stability inside of it in the beginning. Like, you're thinking all this. So the things that you guys could do when you guys are getting in a job, let's say you already went through the attrition piece and you got a job, and I didn't give you that many information about the attrition piece because you guys know what it takes to get the job. You guys just aren't doing it. Simple. You know damn well if you put in 200 applications a day, you're getting a job most likely. It might not be the best, but you'll get a job. Okay, so now we're past that piece. Now you're at the job. What happens? Yo, don't think you guys are going to make 100K out the gate. Sometimes you might, but be ready to pay your dues, because one of the things that my older brother told me, because he's a big senior project manager at a big company, and he actually didn't take a pay raise at a different company to go to a better company that he was getting the same amount because it was a bigger logo. Once you get those logos on your resume, it opens up the doors. I got my logo a year in, and I got very lucky, and I'll share that story in another video. It was actually insane. I always tell people this story. They're like, yo, but that's sales right there. I got it just being at the right place, right time, but I knew when I was there, I had to sell myself to get the job. So with all that being said, come into these jobs with literally like damn near not even being that optimistic about it, just knowing that you got to do it. Like, be optimistic. Think you're going to hit $1 million that year. It could happen. Yeah. You could lock in. Yeah. But don't expect it, because if it doesn't happen and you're expecting it, then you get pissed. Then you get out the game, and then you never know what could have happened if you would have just stayed in. And then if you want to, like, even play devil's advocate and say, what, I could just, do project management and have no stress, 100,000 a year. Yeah, you can do that. And I've thought about doing it too. But sales gets easier with time as well. So the longer you're in sales, it's kind of just what you do after a while. You become the salesman to some degree. Guys, I'm so fucked up in the head. I had so many stories to tell of my sales tenure. Like, this is just what I do. I mean, shit, I'm making this fucking video right here just to hold myself accountable. Guys, we're all in this shit, So I think that it's literally just having a lower expectation. So at the new job that I just got, I got the job about 4 months ago. Again, I'm not gonna say the name of the company, and if this company sees this video, Gerard has a twin brother, and I'm not Gerard. We got very similar tattoos, but whatever, because I don't know if this breaches policy, but it's a huge company. And they poached me. Crazy, they poached me, and I'm talking about big company. Like, imagine you're an account manager, an account executive for Google or Apple. It's one of those guys. So it's like, I got the job there, and keep in mind, I got a different offer from a smaller company. They were still big, within the billions of dollars, but the company I'm working at now, worth $100 something billion, huge logo on the resume. And the company that I was at before was another big logo on the resume, but I was able to get in through a different logo. And the logo that I got was an in-office every day for 2 years and 8 months, guys. At one of the craziest companies in the world. Crazy. Talking about Wolf of Wall Street, the stories I have there are nuts. It was not comfortable. It wasn't nothing. But you had to get it done. And it paid dividends. Yes, it's stressful as hell. There's sometimes you might lose yourself. Yeah, it happens. But the thing is, it builds a lot of character. And it gives you a skill set that you could bring anywhere. Like, I could say the skill set that I have from the positions that I've worked in, it got me confident enough that I'm actually starting my own business because I know how to sell. It's such an invaluable skill, but I kept my expectations low and I lived in the reality. So with that being said, when you get those commission checks, let's say if you have a knockout quarter, yo, don't spend your money, guys. I live in Miami. It's a city of flexers. I'll show behind me right now. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? It's a nice view, whatever. It's dope. It's cool. It's very cool. But like, yo, like, guys, you want to flex out, you want to do this and that, you want to pop out, do all this shit. Yo, save your money, because you don't know if your company's going to have layoffs in a month, and then you're fucked. You have no idea. So as much as you want to, guys, once you start making your commission checks as an account manager, even a high performing BDR, because they make good money too. There's BDRs out there that make more money than me, and I'm an account manager. It's just what it is. It's sales. Again, it's sales. But yo, save your money. Save all of your money, guys. Wait on the new car. Like, take my word for it. I got the new car, then I had a bad quarter. Like, wait for the new car. Wait for all this shit. Wait for it. Don't do it, because you're gonna hate yourself and you're gonna be like, damn. And then the stress really gets to you. You got your VP walking around like, yo, gee, why you only at like 30% of your quarter with 1 week to go? And you got to find a way to hit your goal. And most of the time I hit my goal somehow, but that stress is crazy. But then when you actually hit your goal, that's the drug. That's the dopamine right there. That's why I love sales. And again, you guys want free coaching, please hit me up in the comments, send me your email, whatever the case may be. I will answer and we will get a video. Just let me record our session so I can post it on YouTube. Yeah, so that's that. So just these are all the pros and cons and everything of that sort. So you are an imposter. And why do I call you an imposter? I call you an imposter because you think that you aren't good enough to do this in your heart of hearts, so you don't do it. Let's keep it real, guys. Sales is to some regard a popularity contest. It's some regard a who got the best personality and who's the most fearless person here, who could do this every day, day in and day out. And guys, I'm saying this to say is that I know where I am right now in the sales game. I'm not even on the level of an enterprise salesman right now. I think I have the skill to be an enterprise sales. Like right now, you put me in a room with an enterprise salesperson, they ask each of us to sell something, I think I could get it done. But that's not all an enterprise salesperson is. An enterprise salesperson is so diligent, they get shit done and they do it with a system every time. They don't let things fall by the wayside. I'm a salesman that I know when I need to sell, I'll hit my number. Because I be kind of a little lazy sometimes. Not at this job now because I learned so much. But, yeah. So you're an imposter. You're an imposter. And that's the reason that I don't think that you're going to actually last in this. And I don't say that as a way to be one of these pompous assholes. I say it because I'm literally in sales every day around people in one of the biggest cities in the world, rubbing shoulders with a lot of rich people, a lot of very successful people. And I'll tell you this right now, those people, they also have some imposter syndrome too, but they don't have there's not a chance that they're still not going to act on what they want to do. So it's okay to have imposter syndrome, but it's not good to actually be an imposter, because when you're an actual imposter, you're not going to really do what you think you could do, even if it's going to work or not. You're going to play everything safe. Let's say you think that some guy's not going to answer the phone. You're literally an imposter, so you're not going to make that call. You're going to put in a fake dial instead. If you have imposter syndrome, you might think that you're not that good, but shit, you're still going to make that call. And maybe it's going to go good. You never know. You never know how it's going to go. But if you keep on living in this mindset that, hey, I don't know, I can't. If I call in, my territory sucks. Guys, in my new position, I just took over a territory in Florida. And the territory was by a really good account manager before, but he ended up getting another position in New York. So they switched him around. I came in as one of the new hires. I built that thing up like 20%, up 20%. It's just because I'm in there. It's not because that anything's different. It's just that I said that when I got in there, I'm going to make this territory better. Anything could change tomorrow, but right now it's doing pretty good. And I at least showed myself that the actions that I'm putting in is going to get it there because I have a repeatable process, because I've seen it work before. But if you've never seen it work before, you're unsure of yourself, you're whatever, then you're not going to get there. And this sales game is a cutthroat game, guys. I don't feel safe right now, and I'm hitting my number. Anything can happen. The market is crazy right now. But I know that I have the skills that, God forbid something happen, I'm going to get it back in blood, bro. I'm going to get it back in blood. I'm going to find another job just like that. I'm going to get after it again because I know what I got to do. This is the game. This is the game. So if you're in sales and you feel like you're an imposter and you feel like you just cannot make that call, I think your talents are better to go up somewhere else, because there's so many other positions. Sales is not the end all be all. It's just that if you want to do it, this is what you have to do, because it's a very mentally daunting game. They should be fucking with your personal life sometimes, because you're always in the mix. In the mix every day. So, yeah. That's why I think that you guys can't get a job in tech. I don't think that it's as complicated as people say. People have all these crazy things like, you need to do this and that. No. You need to lock in. You need to lock in. You need to have attrition. Attrition is the most important thing, I think. Gonna apply somewhere, apply 1,000 times. And what I tell myself before I get a job, if I can't get this interview, I'm not who I say I am in sales, because an interview is selling yourself. It's literally sales. So if they say yes, you know you're a good salesman. If they say no, you're not a bad salesman, but if they say no and you don't apply again within that day or within that week, you might not be a good salesman. If they say no and you get a yes and you did the same repeatable things every time and you build on that, you know your strengths. You know that you might have to work in your interviewing, but your prospecting is very good. In my case, my close rate is very high. This is literally like, guys, I'm being transparent. In my sales journey, my close rates are very high. If I get the conversation, I have that much conviction that I could get this shit done, but I'll know that, so my prospecting won't be as crazy as I know it could be. So I know that, let's say if I hit 100% just because I know I got those 3 big deals and I feel that confident I could close them, I'd probably be way better off if I would have just made an extra 30 touches that day just to get some more backfill. But that's where I gotta work. Sales is a work in progress. You gotta be honest with yourself and work on it. So have attrition, don't have high expectations, and don't be an actual imposter. Just fake it till you make it, but still put in those things. I faked it till I make it. I didn't feel like I was that good, but shit, I'm gonna pick up that phone and try to get somebody to buy something. Then when they said yes once, I'm like, okay, if one guy said yes once, that maybe was luck. Then he said it twice, then you close a big deal. Then you do that over again over years and years and years. Then it's kind of like, okay, these are the things that make people say yes. If I don't do this, I have a least percent chance. If I do this, I have a higher percent chance. And that's pretty much it. So if you got anything insightful from this video, guys, please leave a like, comment, and honestly, you don't even have to worry about subscribing, because my goal of this channel is to build a community and also just help out with my progress so I could hold myself accountable too, because again, that's the stage of life that I'm on. I'm gonna be 27. I'm like, shit, I'm trying to have at least like 200 in the bank in like the next 2 years. So however we gotta get it, we gotta get it. So hit me up. You guys want to get on a call, talk about anything, specifically corporate, but if it's like grinding, mindset, things you guys are going through, your resume, why you guys aren't getting a job, like hit me up anytime. I'd love to help. Thank you so much. Take it easy.